Hello football fans, welcome to United Home. Here you'll get breaking transfer news, match updates, and exclusive inside training content. Show your support by liking the video, commenting your thoughts, sharing with other fans, and subscribing to join the United Home family. Manchester United fans will go 7 months without their favourite fixture. The latest Premier League broadcast changes have left Man United with another series of late kickoffs in a strange season. If match-going Manchester United fans like to plan their weekends around trips to Old Trafford, then they know the best time to make alternative arrangements is 3 p.m. on a Saturday. The traditional kick-off time for English football is almost unheard of for United. They will now have just 3 p.m. Saturday home games in the space of 2 seasons after the Premier League fixture changes for April confirmed some late nights once again for United supporters. Last season, United's only Old Trafford date at 3 p.m. on a Saturday was a 2-1 win against Brentford on October 19th. That was mostly unavoidable due to their Europa League commitments, and it was actually one of only 2 out of their 30 home games in all competitions to be played on a Saturday. But if United supporters hoped their absence from European football this season would mean more Saturday games, it has proven to be wide of the mark. Instead, their team have become fodder to be picked in the most unappetizing slots of the weekend. They will play 20 games at Old Trafford this season, and only 2 of them, against Burnley on August 30th and Sunderland on October 4th, will take place at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. 7 of their 19 home games will kick off later than 8 p.m, after Old Trafford dates with Leeds and Brentford next month were confirmed for Monday nights. In total, that means 14 of United's first 34 league games this season will be evening kickoffs. Rather than giving them more Saturday games, United's failure to reach Europe has left them susceptible to the whims of broadcasters, and a number of games that might not normally be picked for TV are now being played on Monday night. They will now play at least 6 games in the Monday night slot this season, 5 of them at home. In 9 weekends, between the middle of February and the middle of April, United will play just 2 games on a weekend. One of those weekends is an international break, and some are FA Cup dates, but it still shows how bare the schedule is, both for Michael Carrick and his team and the supporters. It's just a bigger problem away from Old Trafford as it is at home. They play at Bournemouth at 8 p.m. on a Friday night this month, and Chelsea at 8 p.m. on a Saturday next month. It's no surprise United raised the issue with the Premier League last week. By moving the Bournemouth game to a Friday night, and then the Leeds game to a Monday night, the league have given them a 24-day break between fixtures. That essentially amounts to 3.5 weeks. The good news for United and their supporters is that the misery is almost over. Only games in May need to be rearranged now, and the final weekend of the season will guarantee a 4 p.m. Sunday kickoff. That month begins with an Old Trafford fixture against Liverpool, which will surely be a weekend TV slot. Then it is Sunderland away and Nottingham Forest at home. Don't be surprised if one of them is shifted to an evening game. Carrick, Maguire, transfers and style. Man United questions answered. Our senior Manchester United writer Tyrone Marshall answers your questions on the club and what is going on at Old Trafford. Michael Carrick saw his unbeaten run as Manchester United head coach come to an end on Wednesday night, when his side lost 2-1 to Newcastle at St James's Park. Carrick looked disappointed in his players after the game, with United failing to press home a man advantage for the entire second half and losing to William Osula's stunning individual goal in the final minute. Despite that setback, United remain 3rd in the Premier League and on course to return to the Champions League next season, although that race is now hotting up and Aston Villa visit Old Trafford next week. Although United aren't in action this weekend, there is still plenty on the agenda. Carrick's future is no longer as clear-cut as it seemed, and transfer talk is hotting up, with the head coach revealing United are likely to target a left-winger in the summer. We've answered some of your questions below. We run weekly question and answer sessions, so click here to submit your questions and we'll answer them next week. Here are the answers to some of this week's questions. To be fair, this question was submitted about 2 hours before kickoff on Wednesday night. It's interesting to consider now in the wake of what happened at St James's Park. I'm writing this on Friday lunchtime and we haven't had any questions since the defeat to Newcastle that raise concerns about Carrick's appointment or ask about alternatives, which suggests the first loss in 8 games for Carrick is being kept in context. United insist the process to appoint a new head coach will be thorough, but Carrick is rightly the favourite. One defeat at Newcastle shouldn't cost him the job, and he was never going to get through the rest of the season without losing a game. But it does raise some questions now. How United respond against Villa will be fascinating, as will how Carrick deals with some of the issues being presented at the minute, more on which below. Another one that came in before Wednesday but still worth looking at. Malaysia didn't cover himself in glory at St James's Park, and he got his body in a terrible position when Asula ran at him. But the point about now playing is a valid one. Before Wednesday, he had 1 minute of first-team football to his name this season, and a game and a half for the under-21s in Premier League 2, the last of which was on January 26th. So to chuck him in at the end of a frantic Premier League game wasn't really helping anybody. Malaysia's year has been an odd one. He barely gets a kick at United, but they haven't really helped to move him on either. Wednesday was evidence that it's been a mistake on all parties. The attack has looked a little flat recently. I think there is an issue over the width, and that will be addressed in the summer. Carrick basically said this week that they need to sign a left winger. Cunha is determined to come inside from the left, and it is often too congested in the centre, which makes it difficult to play at pace. When United could counter early on under Carrick, they looked good. The past few weeks have been a bit more stodgy. I totally agree with this. Maguire has been excellent under Carrick, and with De Ligt still out and Martinez looking injury-prone, United can't afford to lose him. De Ligt has complained of feeling pain in his back on a couple of occasions when he has been close to a return, which isn't a great sign. He was in good form at the start of the season, but that feels a long time ago now. Maguire is still a commanding centre-back, and his experience is invaluable. United will want him to take a pay cut from a salary of around £190,000 a week, but to offset that, Maguire is likely to want 2 years. He turned 33 on Thursday, so that would take him past his 35th birthday, but he still looks more than capable of doing a job for this club. I agree with both statements, but I also think it's not an issue that affects only United. This Premier League season has been low on quality. It's set-piece heavy, and even in open play, games are defined by duels and individual battles. It is all about physicality, and there is very little space for players to play in. That makes it hard for teams to have a defined style of play. Arsenal have adjusted to the approach, but they aren't good to watch. City have games where they look good, but many more when it is a battle, and the matches are tight. So, no, I don't think United do have a defined style of play yet under Carrick, but unless it's about set pieces and duels, no team